Good afternoon, everybody. Live in the weather office for July the 13th, 2023. It's a great day outside today with sunny skies, some warmer temperatures, unless you hate the heat. In this live discussion, we're going to be talking about the hot temperatures that will be felt and realized even further tomorrow as we get into the bigger part of this heat wave, a well-awaited heat wave, I guess, that we've been forecasting for quite some time. And then we're going to be looking at the Midwest because we're also talking about some severe weather on the descending node of this ridge for the Midwest, and even for portions of Indiana. We might see some pretty significant severe weather in a few days. So we're going to be talking about that in this live weather briefing for this afternoon. So welcome everybody. It's David Schlotthauer here on this fantastic Thursday, live from the weather office, where we're getting ready for a very substantial heat wave. So I'm going to be looking at some products here. One of them is this. This is the Fort Ord Profiler, all right, and it gives us a pretty good idea with what the profile actually is. So Fort Ord, California, that is. And I don't usually use this a lot in my videos just because it's very local and probably a lot of people are not interested in seeing this. But this is a really important tool that I like to use because it gives us an idea what the vertical temperature profile is through the atmosphere. And this right here is measured in feet. So we got 500 feet, 400 feet, 300 feet, 200 feet, 100, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. There we go. I don't want to mess myself up here already. So this right here, so let me try my best at doing explaining what this is. So this is the oldest time frame. So the arrow here is the oldest. This right over here is the newest. So if we go up here, we can see what our vertical profile actually is. So we can see how the marine layer, and while it's important for areas like the Bay Area, San Francisco, Bodega Bay, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, even Southern California, like in Los Angeles, even Big Sur, as well as Pescadero, even including for Half Moon Bay, and yes, even Crescent City. So this is showing us where our marine layer actually is, and we can see 24 hours ago, if we make a line like this, our marine layer was right around 1,100 feet or so, maybe even about 1,100 feet, maybe even 1,000 feet deep, right? But look what has happened. If we kind of look at this overall, if we draw a line on average, we can see our marine layer right now right around 800 feet thick. So it doesn't seem like a couple of 100 feet thinner is going to do a whole lot with our temperatures, and it unfortunately does, right? Because we have a much thinner marine layer here, so we're able to mix out to the dry adiabatic lapse rates. We're able to mix that inversion out further inland more efficiently than, say, if the inversion is a lot deeper up here. I've seen the Fort Ord profile measure marine layers up to 3,000, 3,500 feet, and usually when we get something like that, we get some much cooler summer days across the Sacramento Valley, Bakersfield, Fresno, even in the Bay Area, even in Southern California. We're able to keep that inversion, so we're not able to mix things around very well when the inversion is deeper. But in this case, this is showing me that the air mass aloft is warming up and there's a lot of compression going on. So we've got this marine layer now that is not very deep, and that cold air from the coast is not able to penetrate further inland. And so what we're going to start seeing here is these red colors right here reading maybe 35 Celsius, even 38 Celsius, probably by, say, Saturday and Sunday. And what that means is the inversion is very strong, okay? And, cold air doesn't rise because warmer air is aloft. Cold air wants to sink because it's more denser than warmer air. So you're going to end up with here a very well compressed marine layer. as the warmer air is aloft. And we can even see the contour here where we're starting to see the low levels really warm up. Another tool that I like to use before we actually talk about much of the US here is I always like to look at the weather station in Mount Tam. Okay, so we can see Mount Tam right here. See that? We're going to click on it. And it's 81 degrees there. Okay, so 81 doesn't seem a whole very hot, and it really isn't that hot when it's 81 degrees. But adiabatically speaking, the surface is going to be warmer than it is at, say, 2,500 feet. So we can see here kind of matches up really well with what we were looking at there on the inversion, the Fort Ord profile, or how these temperatures are warming up now. We're already up to 82 degrees Fahrenheit at Mount Tamalpais, which sits at 2,500 feet. This morning it was 68 degrees, which is quite warm for that area. If we go back to the 11th, let's take a look at that. 85 degrees, but look at, remember on Sunday, so like on the 8th, let's look at this, 49 degrees. So that's a morning low at Mount Tam at 49 degrees. So we can see how high that inversion was. At times it was over 3,000 feet high. So now look what has happened. Look how dry this air is too. 46 degree dew points with air temperatures right around 81 degrees. So what that tells me is that the inversion, the marine layer has thinned out really nicely. We have other areas, observations, Mount Umunum in the Santa Cruz Mountains, which sits at 3,200 feet, 76 degrees, 84 degrees. And so the surface down here in San Jose is 88 degrees. And you could even see just how thin the marine layer is. Right now in Half Moon Bay, it is 67 degrees, 69 degrees at Mantra right now. Yesterday was only 54 degrees there. So 54 yesterday to, say, 69 today is a pretty big jump in temperature. Also in Burlingame, 79 degrees. San Mateo, 85 degrees in some of these weather stations. So this is a real compressed marine layer, and it's going to only get more compressed. So areas like San Mateo, Menlo Park might even squeeze into the low 90s probably on Saturday, maybe even mid 90s even on Sunday, which would be abnormally warm, ironically warm. San Francisco, fortunately, you're nice and cool right now with no fog influence. The marine layer is just kind of dissipated. So if we do take a look at the alert wildfire camera, this is one of the best cameras, again, from Mount Tamalpais, looking at the marine layer. And if we play this through the last 6 hours, we can see, look at the marine layer just kind of burning off right there. Look how shallow it is. So it's not really sticking around very much. And you even see some blue skies here. And then later on, through the period here, once the marine layer burns off, you could even see that it's gone. There's no clouds. There's no stratus. Look at that right there. See the blue sky, the ocean blue? Yeah, the marine layer is kind of gone right now. It's there in some sense. It's barely there, I would say. Just barely hanging on to some fog in some areas, but look at how blue it is. That is a very, very big problem, because less fog means there's not as much evaporative cooling with that fog influence, and so temperatures might warm up a little more on further inland. And we've seen that today. So let me go over here to the satellite imagery. So if we look at the wider picture, so we're going to start now talking about this heat wave since we kind of covered our local weather. You can see there along the coast, there's no marine layer. That marine layer is gone. That air is warming up aloft and squashing it. But also what you want to pay attention to is these height lines right here. Actually, let me go back to 200 frames so you can get a better idea how this all evolves. So you can see how this height here, see, it kind of builds on through the day. This is way down here, and then it builds rapidly. So what that means, this ridge from the desert southwest, which is over here in, say, New Mexico and Arizona, we even got a little bit of a western flank of this ridge, and this is all going to be, it's starting to beginning to build northward. And that's why our LLTs are beginning to warm as well, which means low-level temperatures. We even got some thunderstorms here over the high plains, so watch out. Some monsoonal kind of effect storms, moisture, lots of humidity. It's pretty hot in Texas, and this heat there is on its way into Arizona, and then eventually it is going to kind of camp out here in California and Nevada just in time for the weekend. So when we take a look here at our European model, let's kind of take a look at that. So we can see our precipitation forecast. People have been waiting for this. We got a storm system. So let me go to right here. So we got a little bit of a disturbance moving into the northeast. There have been some reports of tornadoes, some heavy rainfall, and some gusty winds with that. Some showers and storms over, say, West Virginia and Kentucky. Even a storm or two that popped up earlier in western Tennessee kind of has gone away. But some storms out here across the southeast, including for Florida. Got a storm. That's what the satellite indicates right here. So the European picking this up quite well. See those storms? It's what this is showing in northern Texas. But notice how much of the west here is looking pretty dry. And that's unfortunate because this is going to be kind of the story going forward. The hot and just how dry it's going to feel. So going forward here, again, the repeat of these storms across the plains tomorrow, even the southeast, even the eastern seaboard into the northeast. But notice Texas, dry and hot again tomorrow, oppressively hot. That's why there's heat warnings out. And of course, the desert southwest is going to be under some sunny skies. And then going into the weekend here, more showers for Saturday. This is July the 15th, so for the northern tier of the upper Midwest. So maybe Indiana might get some severe weather, including for the southeast. Might get their fair share of wet weather, inclement weather. And then by, say, Sunday, more of these showers move into the deeper south and into the northeast. So just a reminder, when you get a severe thunderstorm this time of the year, just be aware there might be some gusty winds that could reach 60 miles an hour, maybe some torrential downpours, and maybe a tornado or two. Indiana is under a marginal risk for day 3 because there's going to be some storms up there, and maybe some of them could be a little severe. And then by early next week, we get another disturbance here out of Canada that might revigorate some air masses across the northern tier. Okay, and then going forward, maybe more storms here for, say, portions of Illinois and Indiana. Now, that's Wednesday next week. This is Thursday, so July the 20th, and then kind of stays that way. Just kind of pop-up storms, hit and miss. But you notice I didn't really want to mention much of the desert southwest. That's because there's really not a whole lot going on with the monsoon. I mean, a lot of you are waiting for that because the monsoon does keep temperatures down, but it's not going to come in the right time. So it's going to get very hot. So what this is, so now we're taking a look at temperatures now. So what this model actually is, it's the S reef, what we call the S reef, or the short range ensemble forecasting. So it's all the CAMS guidance kind of being put together here, and it's giving us a representation of how hot it might become for some areas. Now notice that I'm not showing the GFS model because it is now our outlier. It's one of the more models that are predicting temperatures well over 120 degrees in the Central Valley. I don't think that's going to really happen, because then we would be looking at maybe some all-time records for the Central Valley in itself. So this is for this afternoon. You can see temperatures across the Central Valley, the Sacramento Valley, about 98 degrees in Sacramento, 103 degrees in Fresno. And just to show you, this has verified almost ideally. Look at my weather station right there, 95.2 degrees. But look how warmer it is, almost 3 degrees warmer. Yeah, that's because the heat dome is building in. So it's reflecting really well in the models. 112, 110 degrees down here in the desert Southwest. And if we actually go to our surface observations in that area, yeah, we got 114, 114. Let's see here, Palm Springs about 110 degrees or so. In Phoenix, 111 degrees. So this model does pretty good at resolving temperatures. So we're going to use this 110, 109, does pretty well with predicting temperatures. And that's why I like to use it with heat waves like this. So let's go forward here. Take note too, really warm overnight in the northern end of the Sacramento Valley. So if you're watching this locally, be a very warm night. You're going to need your AC on. You're going to need your whole house fan turned on to let the cooler air, at least if there's any cool air at all tonight, it can be pretty warm. 74 degrees, 83 degrees in Arizona into the overnight hours. This is for tomorrow morning. So that is 5 in the morning, really warm. All right, now you could escape the heat by going to the coast. Overnight lows should be in the mid 50s, upper 50s, even in the mountains here of the Sierra. It should be nice. But tomorrow we get the heat wave going. Okay, we're gonna get well into this heat wave for your Friday. The valley gets well over 105, 106 degrees for Fresno, 104 for Chico, 114 degrees down here in, I forgot what town that is. It's in Spanish. Mexicali. So Mexicali down here about 114 degrees. Las Vegas about 105, 111 for Phoenix, Arizona tomorrow. So these temperatures are going to be a little warmer than they were today, including for the mountains. Look at this. Even trying to escape the heat might be a hard to do tomorrow. You know, maybe going to Yosemite could be very hot. Also going up to Bear Valley. If you're going up to Heavenly Valley, it could be really warm. They're at 10,000 feet. So let's go tomorrow night. Yeah, it's going to be very warm. 70s in the valley. We'll look at the NAM 3 kilometer here in just a second, showing you those details. 80s in Arizona, 70s in Texas. But really, I get worried when I see the SREF show this. Okay, 114. So Saturday, we are turning up the heat a lot more. We're adding maybe 10 to even almost 15 degrees to our daytime highs on Saturday. Then tomorrow. Tomorrow, we kind of go up a few more degrees to where we get into right around 102 to 105. But we go up another 10 into Saturday. So areas like Arizona here, maybe 116 degrees. Death Valley makes a run. You're not explicitly shown here. Death Valley could reach 126, 127, maybe even 128 on Saturday. I saw 131 yesterday. And up here in Oregon and Washington, quite hot. Look at this. Even in Nevada, look at even Lake Tahoe, 92 degrees. That's absurd for that elevation. Tomorrow night, yeah, look how warm it's going to be. 80s, 90s even for California, for Arizona. And then, sorry to say, but look how hot it might get for the Central Valley. When you get temperatures 117, that's very dangerous, especially when the SREF, the SREF shows it. I don't think it's going to get this hot. To be very warm Okay, 110, 111, 112 in Sacramento, maybe for Sunday. It's very hard to say right now. Just the hottest part of this heat wave, some forecast maybe on Saturday, but some also forecast maybe on Sunday. Either way, it's going to be very hot this weekend. Now, if we look at the high res model, this is the NAM. Okay, so this is for today. That 96 verified, by the way. Let's go to tomorrow. You can see 109. Okay, so this is looking at one model. Death Valley here, 120 degrees. It's going to be very hot. But look at San Jose, 90 degrees. Very, very hot. Okay, Morgan Hill, 95 tomorrow. Let's go forward here. Right there. Let's go to Sacramento here. This is very, very warm. Okay, the onshore breeze not going to penetrate very much. So while valley locations should cool down into the upper 50s, low 60s at most, look at the foothills. My goodness. Very, very warm. Very warm in the foothills, the thermal belt, the inversion, that is, or above the inversion, 82 degrees, even some upper 80s in the northern end of the valley in the foothills. Wow, that is absolutely substantial. All right, and then look at how hot it gets on Saturday. 114, 113 degrees, and then really warm, even at 11 o'clock at night. Some of these areas could still be in the upper 90s. That is pretty ridiculous. Even 80s down in the valley at 11 o'clock at night. So why I'm showing this is if you're in the Central Valley, if you're in the northern end, even in the foothills watching my stream locally here, this is a very big deal, okay? When we even look at Death Valley on Saturday, 126 degrees, which seemed pretty likely at this point because of the National Weather Service predicting it. If we go and take a look at the temperatures in Phoenix, Arizona, boy, that is absolutely significant. 119, 116 degrees. That is very, very, very hot. Very hot. Even down here, look at the dew point. Look at the dew point down here. 70-degree dew points. Very, very miserable. But the good thing is that should stay away from populated areas, so it shouldn't feel... It'll feel hot tomorrow in Phoenix, even into Saturday, but not as bad as it could be if there was a lot of this moisture coming in from the south impacting Arizona. You got some PWAT values, some elevated moisture, that is. But these temperatures right here, let's go back to that. Really, really hot. Saturday is a mighty hot day for that area. And maybe about as hot on Sunday. So very hot weather for the desert Southwest. So let's take a look at Texas now. Yeah, see low 80s there for the deep south, so pretty warm too. Even into Oklahoma, even some 70s up here on the 12 kilometer. Even shown on the ensemble forecast, short range ensemble, 72 degrees there in Indiana, even in, say, Chicago. So the big story here is it's going to be hot. It doesn't matter at this point how exactly hot it's going to get. Anything above 100, maybe 105, will cause a lot of problems. So the reason why it's going to be very hot, and I talk about this quite frequently in my videos, is the LLT, the low level temperature profile. All right, so you can think of this as a big heat dome. That's what this kind of illustrates. So this is where our high pressure system actually is. So if we go forward in time, let's kind of play this through. Look at this. See how hot it gets? Right off over to the west here in California. That's why areas like California might break out well into the triple digits. 29, maybe close to 30 Celsius. Now, the NAM 12 kilometer doesn't explicitly show 30 Celsius, but the high res model here does show 30 Celsius. Even the European model actually shows it too on Sunday. See that? 31, 32 Celsius. Yeah, when you get temperatures at that magnitude over the valley in lower elevations, especially, not so much in the higher elevations because you're high up, and so this temperature is actually occurring there. That's why it's hotter here than it is over the Central Valley. But what this allows the air mass to do at the surface is we're able to mix out that inversion. So we're able to warm up much quicker in the morning after not cooling down as much at night. So warmer nights mean hotter days ahead because of this air mass. So just keep that in mind. Warm to hot nights in some locations coming up for California, for Arizona, for Nevada. Just keep that in mind. Plan around the heat if you can. So now, why is it going to get very hot? So a lot of questions probably being asked about that is because this air mass, this ridge that I've shown here on satellite is this. This is what that is. So if we go forward in time, look at how the ridge builds in. We're already at 597 decameters, where this ridge is right underneath or right over Central California. This trough doesn't move very much, so there's amplification with this large-scale ridge pattern back west, even into, say, Oregon and Washington. We're going to have that ridge in place. This is by Saturday, the ridge really flexing a little more. So it's a little stronger, and then right here, yeah, that's 600 decameters. Yeah, Ethan, see that, Ethan? 600 decameters. That's a pretty strong ridge. Okay, me and Ethan were talking about this, and actually me and Ethan tonight will discuss about what his thoughts are about this heat wave. And look at 600 decameters by Monday. Okay, and so we can see that this is going to lead to this heat wave. But once we get into next week, this ridge, at least a lot of this ridge, should move back over Texas and Oklahoma, bringing relief to California and Nevada, but still pretty hot over Arizona, over the deep south. You're going to probably have to deal with it quite a lot more before maybe some relief is in sight. Because look at these temperatures. Texas, about 105 degrees on Monday, and then look at this. Might warm up a little more. Still about 100, upper 90s in Missouri. And yeah, look at this. Very hot down here. So that really paints a good picture where that ridge is, where that hot air is actually going to be in place. And still continues to be the theme going forward over Texas. So just keep that in mind. Very hot weather is going to be across the desert Southwest. All right, so I wanted to show you all, if I could remember with what I was going to show you all. I can't remember. Stupid brain of mine. Brain work. So here's a look at I'm going to just show you anyways, the college dew page. So I wanted to show you just how warm Death Valley is going to be for Saturday. Right here. 125 degrees. And this is showing you just how temperature profiles, how important they actually are. So when this loads up, it's 4 degrees warmer outside. Look at this. 4 degrees warmer that ridge is building in. Now that's very warm. That's very steep, Ethan. 9 Celsius in Death Valley. Look how dry the air is, too. I'm going to actually show you this tonight, Ethan, to see what your thoughts are about it. Very hot down here. 116 degrees, man, in the Central Valley. But I wanted to show you that inversion right here, kind of right where I live. Not showing you exactly where I live, but you'll see that the temperatures, this is going to load, and it's slow to load. Here we go. Now look at that inversion. Really strong inversion. Man, that is very impressive. Low 90s for the morning hours. That's very, very warm. Really warm. Fairly steep mid-level lapse rates. But fortunately, we have a strong cap inversion, so we're not going to have to worry much about thunderstorms. But wow, that is quite the strong inversion that's going to be in place. So, yeah, that was 31 minutes. Man, that took a little while for me to discuss. Any questions, you guys? You might have any questions? We just went up on our Fort Ord profiler, now up to almost 27 Celsius here. So that air mass is warming up. That air mass is definitely warming up significantly. Any questions about this heat wave, anybody? Getting a questions? Questions? How's everybody doing, actually? I want to appreciate you all. I haven't been live for a while because today, I mean, I was too lazy, honestly. I'm quite tired because of this heat. Not even ready for the heat, by the way. So it's wearing me out, but that's why I'm live streaming instead. You'll probably see more of these for over the next few days because it's just gonna be hot. But look at my temperature on my weather station. 94.6. This is the Weatherlink console, by the way. The Gulf of Mexico waters are literally warm like a bath. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you that. Because, yeah, I wanted to see just how much warmer these waters actually are. Not that. Let's go to here. Yeah, 33 Celsius down here. Wow. Yeah, that's very warm down here in southern Florida. Right off the coast of Cuba. Man, look at this. In the Bahamas. Woo! 33 Celsius. It's very warm, and bad news is there's very light winds over here over the next 7 days. So I imagine on how warm this is going to get. This is almost 32 Celsius right here. So that's very, very warm, and it's only going to get warmer from here on out. Hot working on ramp at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport on the ramp. Oh, what's up, Ramp Rats Off-Road? How are you doing? Oh, wow, you're at the airport right now. Wow, that must be very hot out there. Don't worry, you're not going to be alone. I have to work this weekend out in the hot weather. Yeah, I'm working out in 110-degree temperatures probably on Sunday. So, yeah, me and you are going to be best friends. Yeah, 114 right now in Phoenix Sky Harbor. Wow, that's very, very brutal. That is uncomfortable. That is miserable. So I can understand why it is very hot there. But hey, at least it's not Death Valley hot. Okay, Death Valley could hit 130 degrees. Yeah, 130 degrees perhaps by Sunday. Even 131. Again, me and Ethan will be talking about that tonight, and I'm excited to, talk to him all about this heat wave and everything like that. It's hell. Pavement is roasting us. Oh yeah, I'm sure the pavement is at least over 125, 135 degrees. I'm going to be working too, but get to do what I want when there's lightning. Ooh, nice. They mentioned a marine heat wave a few days ago. Yeah. for your area and also for California. But yeah, look at the marine layer. It's not even there anymore. Just, it's not there. We look at the last even 12 hours, you can see that fog. Look at that fog. It's just cool when it just kind of blankets like that. What's up, Heidi? How are you doing? By the way, if you guys are liking the content, share this with your family and friends on social media. You guys are awesome. And yeah, you can see that marine layer. Mount Tam, indicating a pretty smooth marine layer. Not much agitation. Maddie Butches, what are your thoughts about a hurricane coming to New York? The chances of that are probably going to be a little bit higher because, one, the sea surface temperatures are warmer than average. And secondly, we're probably going to have a much more busier hurricane season despite El Nino. So I would say chances of you getting a named storm of any magnitude, I'm not going to say specifically if it's going to be a hurricane or not, but just simply a named storm, probably about 10% through from, say, August into October. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means that there is a chance that it could. Any chance of rain for Phoenix? I saw some thunderstorm clouds develop 40 to 50 miles south of where I live. What's up, LaFish? So for that area, the monsoon, to be quite honest, is not going to be very helpful over the next few days. If we go and look at the southwest sector here, and we go and look at the, let's do the NAM 3 kilometer. What about that? So the monsoon, just because you see storms near you doesn't mean they're going to move into your area. The air mass is really dry. So if we actually look at Doppler radar right now, let's move over to here. So you're saying in the Phoenix, Arizona. So let's go to that really quickly. This is going to load. It's probably in Tucson. Guessing there's storms in Tucson. That's probably what you're seeing right now. These storms are not really moving at all. They're pretty much stationary. And that's just kind of how the pattern is going to be. With these storms, they're not going to really move much. And you can see even Phoenix, Arizona, not seeing any storms at least through Saturday. Possibly even into Sunday, you're not going to see much in the way of monsoonal activity. So unfortunately, you're going to be very hot and it's going to be extremely dry. In fact, I'm surprised they did not issue any fire weather products because of how hot it's actually going to be. But I wanted to show you all this. How often do you see this? Look at all the heat warnings and heat advisories. And Ethan, you're probably going to say, oh my gosh. I want to hear you say that in the chat. I want to hear you say that. You're very welcome, LaFish. But yeah, look at all the excessive heat warnings. Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma. Look at all the heat advisories. I mean, good grief. That's why it's called the Death Ridge. Even in southern Florida, like this whole area here is just covered in orange and pink. Magenta colors even. Severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watch here. That's not really heat. Severe thunderstorm watch here. Severe thunderstorm watch here with flood watches issued for Vermont and also for Massachusetts. The Arizona storms are over the mountains, none over the lower desert. I do agree. Map Rats Off-Road. Since you do work at the airport, you know everything, I'm sure, about storms and stuff, because you gotta let ground control, or you gotta let the air traffic control tower know that, hey, we got a storm nearby. Will Richmond, Virginia get any storms? What's up, Mr. Weather Forecast? How are you doing? So will Richmond get any storms? So Richmond, Virginia. you're going to have storms for sure at least through the weekend. You might see some quieter weather for Monday and Tuesday with more storms maybe on the Euro, probably for the middle to the end of next week. But I don't see anything substantial. Maybe some flood concerns perhaps through the weekend because of that rain chance that's going to be over your area. But I don't see anything like life-threatening, you know. Let's see. Jess, say, Salinas, how are you doing? My area is white in Texas, and we have heat index temps close to 115 degrees. Oh, man. Yikes. 115 degree heat indexes. Let's go to white. You mean white Texas. You said white Texas, but maybe you're referring to Witt, Texas? Yeah, it is definitely hot there. About 106 to 110 degrees right now. Miserable. Miserable. I mean, it's serious. The heat is serious there. Still 110 degrees in one area. BNA Ranch. Whew. Man. Time to cook some food outside, maybe. Thanks, dude. I'll be monitoring over the weekend. You're very welcome. How much rain expected across the United States nationwide is on your side? Let's see. For the next 7 days. So the next 7 days, Arizona, my goodness. Phoenix might not even get a drop in the next 7 days based on the Euro. Southern Texas, not even a drop inside of rainfall. But look at the Northeast. Maybe an additional 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Southern Alabama, Southern Mississippi, and Western Florida there might get an additional 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in the next 7 days. So at least you're going to get some moisture. But look at this. Arizona, the monsoon may not be coming soon enough. Southern Texas, too hot. Too hot. Theodore, what's up? What's up? How are you? Ramps off the road, that's awesome. Spotter for NWS Phoenix. Awesome. That is great, Rats Off-Road. Hey, if you want to follow me on Discord or on my Facebook page, I do have a Facebook page, everyone that is probably wondering about it. Let's go to here. So this is my Facebook page. If you guys want to check it out, the link should be in the description below. San Francisco or Sacramento Weather Center. And I do my updates almost daily if there's significant weather in sight. You can see what I post. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to do. We're almost up to 200 members, and it's growing pretty successfully. People really like it a lot, so yeah. What happened to the Discord server anyhow? Are you guys ready for me to drop a bombshell? Not a bombshell in real life, but are you guys ready for me to drop the hammer, in other words? Chris Flores. Oh, you're following me on Twitter as Chris Flores. Nice. I also do have a Twitter there too. Funnel cloud reported. Ooh. Northwest of Woodstock. Ooh, boy. Northwest of Woodstock. Just give me a state that that's in, Ethan, and keep us updated on it. So, I want you all to listen very carefully, okay? Because I don't want to mention this over and over again, and everything. Um, but Discord, okay, is coming back. The Discord server is returning. I'm even surprised none of you have actually mentioned it in my previous videos. I don't think anyone has left a comment saying, when are you going to bring back your Discord server? So the deal about Discord is that, one, I'm a little busy right now with other stuff outside of YouTube, so it's a bit hard for me to, do Discord at the moment. But me and Ethan have discussed about this with our previous on the call nights, we call them, that we're going to open up the Discord server once we hit 10,000 subscribers. Now, it's not going to be like, oh, once David hits 10,000, we're going to open it right on that night. We're going to have to get staff together. We need to get staff on board with this, because I can't do this myself. I actually can't do it myself. I can't run a server without staff that are willing to take the time out of their day to be willing to help members find with what they want, and, to hang out, to have fun. Okay. So in order for the server to open up, we need to have a staff team that is going to be on board, that is willing to be active enough, and to dedicate their time into the Discord server. So the good news is I do have the Discord server. I do have the Discord server already. See this? It's just waiting. I'm just waiting for the time to be right to open up the server. Hey, Ethan. There's Fire Ant and John and everything. So, in order for us to open this up, we are going to need to the first step in this process is to reach 10,000 subscribers. And then once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're going to get the ball rolling. We're going to we have to make a couple of staff meetings and to discuss how are we going to do this? How are we going to move forward with this and everything? And once that is through, I'm hoping within a month or so after I hit 10,000 subscribers, the server will be open up to the public, because each Discord server that I've had hasn't been successful, and so I want to make sure this one is actually successful, so at least I'm able to build a community without any inactive staff or anything like that. I want people to put their hands in like this and be like that, So yes, Heidi, yeah, got to work a flight. I'm out and good luck, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, Ramp Rats Off-Road. Hey, David, I am next to Illinois tornado right now, and it's coming toward me, so how will I be? Ooh, gosh. Oh, shoot. Let's take a look at this. There is... Okay, this is this... Yeah, let me see this. So right now, there is a storm in Heartland in Woodstock. Okay, there it is, Woodstock, Illinois. That's the tornado that has been... Or a funnel cloud report. Continue to report funnel clouds. So right now, you're in Illinois, so you have some distance before this approaches your area. So this is quite some distance away, so I'll have to keep an eye on it. Right now, it does have a tornado warning on it. We'll see if that trend continues downstream. But how is your day, Ethan? How are you guys doing? So again, that's what we're watching right there. That storm. I'm inside of Woodstock visiting my friend's house. Woodstock. Oh, shoot. Okay, so you are not in Illinois. You're actually up over here. So right now, I would probably take shelter. I would take shelter because you are much closer than what I thought. So this is going to be in your area probably within the next 15 or so minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so. So if you're you're in Woodstock, so please take shelter if you can, Jay Zord's Weather Center. But just keep your phone on and alert because there might be a tornado warning here if that continues the way it is. See if there's rotation on it really quickly. There's a little bit of rotation, but not super strong by any means. Oh, I wanted to let you all know, guess how warm it is. Look at this, Ethan, by the way. Let me go to, see if I can get my full screen. I guess this is the fullest screen I can get with my webcam. It is 90.7 degrees in my room. 90.7 degrees. It is miserable. It is hot. So, yeah. Any questions before I end this? 8 more minutes, because I have to actually go to church. I wanted to just do this live stream because I care about you all and I love you guys a lot. And yeah, I'll probably be doing more of these in days to come because of the hot weather, and I'm just too lazy to turn on the bright lights. When it comes to the hot weather. But yeah, hot weather is expected, folks. Drink plenty of water. Actually, I never showed the heat risk map. I think that's a good idea of that. I showed that. Yeah, 90.7 in my room. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, the heat risk is still extreme across the desert Southwest. Extreme! That's a cool chart. Oh, this? Yeah, that's the Fort Ord profiler. What's up, Lightning Rod? How are you? Also, you want to know what's a cool chart? Is my station. You could even see it right here. I actually need to make a video on that. I'm going to have to figure this out on how am I going to do this. I want to make a tutorial on how to get your Weatherlink console set up if you buy one of these with a Davis Vantage View weather station. It's almost 4 degrees warmer outside because of this ridge is building in. So, yeah, it's miserable. Not cooling off either. Not cooling off very much. And it is going to be a really warm night at this rate. Sheesh. And it's called the Ethan B Station. That's the name of the station, Ethan B. 94.8 right now. Dew point 63 degrees, by the way. We reached 67 degree dew points today. Kind of muggy. Thank you, Heidi. 91 degrees today in Utah. Are you kidding me? 91 degrees. You know what? Let me check. I don't want to disclose anyone's location here, but I need to see that elevation where you're at. Not going to exactly. I'm going to just give a general location. I don't want to scare you like that, Diana, but I need to do some analysis. Man. So you're over here. So estimating 4,000 to 5,000 feet elevation you're at. And 91 degrees. That is 35 Celsius in temperatures. That is really, 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 that's a big problem. That is very warm. Gosh. Tomorrow might even get up to 40 Celsius. Not tomorrow. On Sunday, 40 Celsius for that area. You can see it right there. 40 Celsius, which would be about almost 100 degrees. 6,400 feet. So you're right above the 700, above the 800. So you're at about 800 millibars. So probably in the upper 90s, mid 90s on Sunday. Actually, if I go to the national, you do have a heat warning out, so that says it all there because of how hot the temperatures will be. That's ridiculous. That is, man, you're gonna have temperatures warmer than Lake Tahoe and warmer than San Francisco, and you're higher up in elevation. That shows it right there just how hot it's going to be. You do have westerly winds at least. See the dew points. Dew points are not too terribly bad. Air is kind of dry, which is good in a way. Man, that is very, very hot. Super hot. Our tornado sirens are now going off. 97 Sunday, 98 plus on 97 to 98. Whoa. Oh, man. 6,400 feet. You're going to have temperatures that hot. That is absolutely mind-boggling. That is mind-boggling. Oh, Monday, 98 degrees. Okay, wow. So your hottest day could be on Monday. So you're just getting started. Oh. What is the overnight low for your area, Diana, if you don't mind me asking? What's your overnight low going to be like? Because, I mean, if you are in the 70s at night, that's even more torture. It's not good. I hope you have an AC. Probably says why there is major heat risk. Yeah, major heat risk. Man, Cedar is going to be an extreme heat risk. 112 there. Yeah. Yeah. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. 110 in Tracy possible on Saturday. What's up, Baby Chan? So you must live in Tracy, right, Baby Chan? I know where Tracy actually is. Tracy is prone to get temperatures well over 100. Because when you get that descending air over the Altamont Pass, it actually warms and compresses. So you're able to get some very, very hot temperatures. That sinking, warming air. And we can see it right here on the forecast. Yeah, probably even 110, 111. Yeah, oh, nice, Baby Chan. We got a local. Hey, Baby Chan, if you want to follow me on Facebook at Sacramento Weather Center, there's a link in the description. You could follow me there because I do cover, I do the Sacramento Valley, I do the San Joaquin Valley, Tracy area, Modesto. I cover all the way from Turlock, even into Fresno, perhaps, all the way up towards Redding with my service of coverage, including portions of the Bay Area. So if you want to follow me on there, we're happy to have you on board. It's open to the public, so no one should have any problems participating in it. It's ridiculously hot already here in Louisiana. Hot at night too. I cooked macaroni and cheese outside on a hot plate because the air conditioner is struggling already. Jeez. Oh my gosh. That must be unfortunate. Ban everything. But hey, macaroni and cheese sounds really good. It sounds really good. I've had macaroni and cheese and it tastes very good. What's up, Joe Corley? How are you? So, anybody, do you guys have any questions? Anything you need to ask me before I head off? Before I sign off? Because it is hot up here. It is now... let's see... 91.1. Outside it is 94. 94 degrees. Now it's 90.8 inside, but either way it's not 91. It's ridiculous. It's miserable up here. There were 3 tornado warnings in southeastern Michigan last night. Oh boy. I'm headed off for now, but still in a phone call, unfortunately, but I enjoyed the stream. I'll be on later this evening. Have a good night, y'all. All right, Ethan, I will see you on when I get back from church, which would be roughly right around at about 9:30 or so, 9:15. I want to talk to you tonight, but I don't want to talk too long. Let's see what's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. So I can talk a little long tonight, but I want to be in bed no later than like 11 o'clock. So, yeah. Will there be a slight chance of severe weather on Saturday for Michigan? There could be, Joe Corley, a marginal risk certainly on the table. See you later. Thanks for your updates. I appreciate it. You're very welcome, Heidi. Thank you, Diana, for tuning in. All right, you guys, I am actually going to sign off. It was nice hanging out with you all tonight. I'm probably going to be doing more of these in days to come, but there's a chance that I don't upload on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Because if my room gets too hot, I cannot be up here. So if you don't see me uploading over the next few days, just letting you all know, it's just too hot upstairs here. The AC is in my room. I would have to move the whole entire AC unit into my room here, and it is pretty hard to do it. So, I hope I can do it, but if it gets too hot, there's no way I can be up here in the office, or maybe do one early in the morning instead. But otherwise, that's going to do it, folks. Have a great night, and I'll be back in the weather office hopefully tomorrow with a weather update. All right. So I love you guys, and be back with more.